I see Fraulein Freeland is on the march. Chrystia Freeland is moving to the UK. To paraphrase a stanza from Where the Wild Things Are, oh, please don't go, we love you so. Well, not really, but you know what? This is quite amazing, guys. She is going to be involved with the Rhodes Scholarship shtick. And what strikes me right now is that just several months ago, this was the Deputy Prime Minister, the Minister of Finance. We were in an existential crisis. It was time for elbows up. And lo and behold, suddenly she's buggering off to the UK. Andy Lee, let's start with you first. What do you make of this move? Oh, Andy?
Oh, sorry, am I here?
Yep, gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fascinating. Yeah, I mean, Chrystia Freeland's fall from grace. We know that there was some trouble with the budget and maybe there was some problems there. And maybe she was actually trying to rein a bit of the spending in and ended up, losing her position. Of course, they made up a new position for her, special envoy to Ukraine. But I mean, she's still a member of Parliament of Rosedale, is she not? So I'm not really sure how she's, fulfilling those duties as a sitting member of Parliament. I don't believe that she's resigned yet. And she's supposed to be our new special envoy to Ukraine, which is a made-up position that they created just for her after her fall from grace. And now she's got this new thing, which is, the CEO of the Rhodes Scholars Trust. So fascinating turn of events. It's obvious, I think that, or this is how I take it, that they're trying to give her rules, but keep her a little bit out of the public eye and trying to sort of, remove her from the Liberal Party. And she did, in the past, she did take some different stances. So I don't know how much of this was a little bit of disagreement over, behind closed doors that maybe we didn't see. We saw her talking about things like, the money laundering that was going on and FinTrack reports, right? We saw her get mixed up with Wealth One Bank, who, was, part of the Trudeau Foundation donor scandal, and they were part of those Chinese donors, the Wealth One Bank owners, donated to Justin Papineau's riding. But she was coming out very vocally saying that, this Wealth One Bank has to go, and the owners who were actually Trudeau Foundation or Trudeau donors have to divest. So I think that they had some divergence along party lines, and so now they've decided to take that a little bit step further and say, actually, let's just get her right out of the country. We'll just put her in the UK. And she can do that trust and apparently fulfill her duties as an MP until she resigns, and she can do it from over there. So I think it was kind of like a split.
Interesting.
And Chrystia Freeland was part of the old brand that had to go.
Well, that is the question, isn't it, Harrison? What do you make of the unspoken motivation for this move? Is this maybe sour grapes on her part? She did run to be the new leader of the Liberal Party and was shellacked. Or maybe is this all about follow the money? I'm sure she's getting a nice, hefty six-figure salary. So again, what do you think is the unspoken strategy of Fraulein Freeland here?
So there are a couple of things. Before I joined the call, I just did a check on the average salary of the CEO of the Rhodes Fellowship, and it is in the $380,000 range. Ooh. When people like Freeland and someone of her stature in Canadian politics leave office, typically there is perhaps an ambassadorial role, a diplomatic posting that they could be moved to. We've seen that before with other high-profile ministers. But I don't want to read too much into this, but I think the fact that Freeland hasn't announced her resignation as an MP yet and has publicly said that July is when she will take up the post, perhaps that's indicating to me and she also said that she will not be running again for re-election. I don't want to read too much into this, but perhaps there is a sign here that the government might be gearing up for a summer election to try to seize a majority government at that time. And we might see the exit of Trudeau-era members who might be tainted by the Trudeau era legacy. And Mark Carney's attempt to try to take a majority government. That might be making too much of a leap, but I do think the fact she hasn't resigned, it's publicly stated when she's taking the post. It's not a diplomatic posting, it is a private sector posting. All these things to me could be pointing to the fact that maybe Mark Carney is looking at the summer for a chance to pounce at a majority.
You know, that's an interesting observation, Drea. And, you know, there has been speculation of even a spring election. You know, I'm wondering what the Liberal war room is thinking, because remember, going back some 7 months ago, Carney was the adult in the room. He would know how to deal with Donald Trump. He's a former Bank of Canada and Bank of England governor. He's got an MBA, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But what do we have to show for it? Nothing. I think we have a memorandum of understanding for a pipeline to go from Alberta to BC. I'll believe the pipeline isn't a pipe dream when I see shovels in the ground. So is that potentially a possibility, Drea? Because I think even the people, even the boomers that were all in with elbows up, it's been nothing but knees down for 7 months.
Yeah, I think it's 8 months now, 8 months of nothing. And Premier David Eby said he was surprised by the headlines to find out that this so-called, tanker plans or whatever is going to happen, meaning it's not going to happen. At least it certainly doesn't look like it. But I think there is something to be said about what Harrison said there too. Strategically, it would make sense to kind of phase out the people. I mean, before Carney came around, it did seem like Canadians were ready to vote out a Trudeau government. And I think the next least liked politician is Chrystia Freeland. But this is such the Liberal way here. When you look at how this is being done, you have her publicly talking about it, the organization, the school publicly talking about it. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister's office is claiming they know nothing. The House Speaker's office is saying they know nothing. She's not saying anything to her constituents about it or to Canadians. This is an MP who was running to be the Prime Minister, several months ago. So that stands out to me too as sort of the Liberal lack of transparency we're accustomed to.
Yeah, business as usual, in other words. Well, let's switch.